is Just So You Know Moments with a Twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson Dean, the Pen Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so you know, moments with a twist. Oh, talk show host, speaker, life and success strategist, author. Oh yeah. I inspire, empower, and coach others to be the best version of themselves. Just so you know, moments with a twist. Are you ready?
This Just So You Know moment is brought to you by Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean and Jackson Dean Investments. Just so you know, Dr. Jackson Dean, the TV talk show queen, and the Pen Slayer says, I am a talk show host, a speaker, a life and success strategist, and an author. I inspire, empower, and coach others to be the best version of themselves. Welcome to the Just So You Know moment with a twist TV talk show. I'm your host, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean. On today's episode, we have Mr. Clarence Miller, who is campaigning for Harris County Commissioner Precinct 4 position. And we'll be right back.
Someday my prince will come. Someday we'll meet again to be happy forever. I know a dream when you're fast will come. Forever, I know a dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. No matter how grieving, if you keep on believing, the wish that you make will come true. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the wish that you make will come true.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us at Just So You Know moment with a twist TV talk show. I'm your host, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean. Today, we're speaking with a young man that is running for Harris County Commissioner Precinct 4. Please, let's welcome Mr. Clarence Miller.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. LaShonda Dean.
Jackson Dean.
Jackson Dean.
You got to put that. You got to do it right now, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean. Thank you, Mr. Miller, for being here.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be on your show.
Absolutely.
I have heard so many just great things about you, and I've checked your show out, and I just think it's just fantastic. You're one of the leaders of the community, and you're just out here just promoting other great folks too. And so it's just a beautiful thing, you know, and I commend you for what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. But we're not here to talk about me. We want to talk about you, Mr. Clarence Miller. Look out at our audience and our TV viewers, and please let us know who exactly is Mr. Clarence Miller running for Harris County Commissioner Precinct 4.
Okay. Hello, everybody. As you said, my name is Clarence Miller. First of all, I'm just a father, husband, a grandfather, and I'm just very concerned about the direction that we're currently going in. And I feel that we need people that are servants to be in position of power. So often we elect people that just want to be in office, whether they have the money or they have the connections or whatever. But it's been my experience that if you're not a good servant, then once you become elected, then you won't be able to serve the community or the people in the form or the manner that they need to be served. I started my career with the U.S. Postal Service 29 years ago. While working for the U.S. Postal Service, I served on the Women Advisory Board, and I also served on the Houston Postal Credit Union back then. When I came into the U.S. Postal Credit Union, they only had $10 million, and due to part of my leadership, when I left, we had over $50 million. And after 29 years, I thought I would just retire and just go fishing and kick back, but that wasn't God's plan for me.
Not for you. Not for you. There's more work for you to do.
Absolutely. So then I became an entrepreneur, real estate, loan officer, insurance. And as a loan officer, a lot of people are not aware that they have a lot of say-so on the interest rate that you give a customer.
Well, we're going to get to that.
Okay.
We're going to talk about your loan manager, loan account, what is it?
Loan officer.
Loan officer career. But first, we want to talk about your platform.
Okay,
Let's talk about your platform, and then we'll move on to that.
Okay. My platform, I am very concerned, of course, about the flooding here in Harris County, because it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat or Independent, if you're male or female. That same water that floods on the north, goes east, west, south. We're all dealing with flooding, okay?
It hit us so hard. It hit us so hard.
Absolutely. And then you want to talk about being physical responsible. I have a proven track record of being just that, physical responsible, because as a director, general manager of a MUD, when I came in, my MUD was $10 million in debt. Due to my leadership, we're now debt free, among other things.
That's wonderful.
Yes, sir. And yes, ma'am. And being accountable.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I truly believe that being a servant, that I would be an excellent choice as a commissioner. As I said before, you know, if it's not in you, it's just not in you. My mom, and I talk about my mother all the time, I was raised with 8 siblings in a 4-room house.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not talking about 4 bedrooms. We had a kitchen, a living room, and 2 bedrooms.
Okay, okay.
And
close knit.
That's right. And this is a true story. My mom told my brother and I that we needed to go help my aunt. And my aunt lived on a whole acre. And in the country, an acre is bigger than it is in the city.
Right, right.
So when we arrived...
Like those country miles and city miles are different, huh?
Absolutely. My mom's told me that my aunt was going to pay us really good to go help us. So my brother and I were 10 years old. We were just really excited that we were going to be making some good money. We get there, this lady has this big acre and just old ties and wood and everything just all over the property. And she wanted us to just, you know, clean everything up, and we did. We worked and worked, and once we got tired, she looked at us and said, "I'm going to pay y'all good," and we just get some more energy. So we ended up working 10 hours on that project for her. At the end of the day, she walked up to us and said, "Y'all did a great job, and I'm going to pay y'all good." And we just got so excited. She gave us 50 cents a piece.
Oh, wow.
For 10 hours of work.
Well, you know, I have to ask. I just have to ask, because if I don't, it's just not going to sit right in my spirit.
Right.
Was 50 cents a whole lot of money during that time?
No. It was not a whole bunch of money in my time.
Okay.
So we went back home and told Mom.
You got robbed.
Mom said, "Boy, look, that was a lot of money in her time."
Okay. See, that's the point I was trying to get to. That, you know, 50 cents may have been a whole lot of money for her in her time. And so now she's working with you. You know, she hadn't really came up with the salary increase and the pay raises over the years.
So my mom said, and you got to always help the old folks.
That's right. You have to.
That's where I got my training, my gift of giving from my mom.
That's wonderful.
And that's why, it's one of the reasons I started my senior citizen program. We have been feeding senior citizens.
Let me say this. Mm-hmm. It's great to have a daughter, But when you have sons, those sons love their mother.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! If you can find a man that loves his mother, you got something. You hear me? Go ahead, Al.
Well, you're absolutely right. My mom was about 100 pounds soaking wet.
Oh wow.
But nobody messed with my mother.
That's right.
My mother carried a big stick.
All right.
If she told you to do something, you did it. You listened. Yeah. But it was all about love.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all about love, And my mom, she actually stopped going to school herself to help her sister get her education.
Oh wow. That's
So
commendable.
Absolutely. I watched my mom just give. She used to cook food for the neighbors. 8 of us in a home. We barely eating ourselves. I said, Mom, why are you giving our food away? Boy, you always got to help the poor folks.
Absolutely.
I said, Mom, in case you don't know it, we real poor.
Oh, wow. So I like what you were saying about being fiscal responsible in what you're doing, and you want to be able to bring that along in the commissioner's seat that you're running for.
Yes.
Give us a little more about that and what.
Okay. When I came into the mud 14 years ago, my mud was basically broke. We began having meetings at my kitchen table. They just built a $2.5 million wastewater plant. Waste was spilling on the side. The current president said that it had to cure. I never heard of that. Didn't make sense to me. So I voted to sue the developer. I'm the only one with the litigation. I won $112,000. They had to make repairs.
Oh, wow.
So within 7 years, due to my leadership, we were able to invest $5 million in the infrastructure. So when Harvey hit, the community was safe. We rebuilt it. We built it with a system called CIPP, which is a system called cured in piping, where they don't have to dig up the pipes, but they just put the new pipes inserted in, with chemicals, and it forms a new pipe.
Wow.
Now this system might not work for every situation,
Right.
but we've built my whole district that way without having to do all that digging. Okay, so my community was safe. But so within 7 years, we also built a multi-million-dollar community center. And once we built the center, we started feeding senior citizens free. We still feed them free today.
Oh, wow. What senior citizen center is that?
It's Northwest Harris County Mud 24.
Okay.
It's not the senior citizen center, but we bring them there.
Okay, you bring the
senior.
he
come
brings
over.
the senior citizens to this particular mud district.
Right, yeah, they come
and
over.
they feed the senior citizens for free.
Right. The first Tuesday of every month. And people say, well, are they homeless or what? I don't ask any questions.
Right.
If they show up, we just make sure that we have a great meal for them, okay? Christmas time, not only do I normally give them gifts, we even gave them free heaters.
Oh, wow.
Valentine's Day, we give them, make sure they got the roses.
That's wonderful.
So, we've been taking care of the seniors for quite some time.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Great.
And I also sponsor hundreds of kids over the years. I teamed up with Judge Joe Stevens back in January.
Hey, Joe. We know Joe. Who doesn't know Joe? Hey, Judge Joe. How are you?
And we sponsored over 400 kids, at-risk boys, in one day. Taught them how to tie ties, how to react when police officers approach them. It was just a very rewarding day to me because, when I grew up, I really didn't have a lot of mentors, men, okay? No one ever walked up to me and said, well, Clarence, except this one incident, and I'll never forget it. I was sitting on a bench, about to graduate, and one of my coaches walked up to me and he said, Miller, what do you plan on doing in life? What are your goals? And as a child, I was lost, okay? I'm from a family of 8. We didn't really have income. Nobody ever talked about college, didn't know where the money was going to come from. And I said, I don't know, Coach. And he said, you know what? I see something in you.
Oh, wow.
I think you could really be great one day.
That's why it's so important to have a mentor, someone that can pour into you, pour good things into you to bring the greatness out of you. So if you're a mentor out there, make sure you grab some of our youth out there and talk to them. Get the greatness out of them. A lot of us, we are built with greatness, but we just don't know how to release it. If you know how to help them, help them.
And he walked away. The man didn't even remember the conversation.
What?
about 25 years later, I was able to, they asked for us, we had a class reunion, they asked for us to pick any teacher that made a difference in our life, and we could speak about that.
Right.
So I was able to speak, and he was there. And I told him, I said, I know you don't remember that 5 minutes that you gave me, but it meant the world to me, and it helped me stay focused, and it changed my life. So that's my goal in life now, is to speak to as many kids, boys, girls, as I can. I've discovered it don't take a whole bunch of time.
That's right, it does.
So whether I give them 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and of course they can have more time, but I love to motivate kids, you know,
That's wonderful.
because I look at myself. When I was in school, my parents used to send me to school with one sandwich all day long, okay? And you know, when you're in school 8 hours, and then I was an athlete, and then I had to go play football.
Oh, wow.
I was running on wind. I'd be so hungry. So one day I was walking in the hallway, and one of my, no, not one, but my principal said, "Clarence Miller, would you like to have free lunch?" I said, "God, thank you." I don't know who told him.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it, child?
So God has always been instrumental
Absolutely.
in bringing the right people in my life at the right time. You know? And, go ahead.
We're going to take a few messages, and we'll be right back with the Just So You Know moment with the Twist TV Talk Show. And we're back. Thank you for joining Just So You Know moment with a Twist TV Talk Show. I'm your host, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean. Today we're speaking with Mr. Clarence Miller. He is campaigning for the seat of Harris County Commissioner Precinct 4. He is giving us a wealth of information about himself, about his platform, and we also would like to mention that he is an advocate for sex trafficking and human trafficking. So give us some more information on that, Mr. Miller, please.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you asked me to do that.
Absolutely. That's what we do on the Just So You Know moment with a Twist TV Talk Show.
Well, as you know, the main job of the commissioner is to focus on making sure that you have great roads to go to work, do whatever you need to do, taking care of your bridges. He's responsible for the budget for the sheriff's department, the constables, for the DA, forensics, and the jailhouse. But I see the commissioner role being a little bit broader than that. For instance, in Harris County Precinct 4, it is one of the #1 areas for sex trafficking and human trafficking in the country.
Unfortunately.
Okay? From I-45 to 249, we have about 27 massage parlors. And a lot of the sex trafficking that's being involved is going on in those massage parlors, okay? But what you don't realize, too, is that it is so broad that it's moved to the suburbs. So in Katy, we have a serious problem with sex trafficking in Katy.
In Katy?
In Katy.
Oh,
right.
wow.
And now it's spreading out to the Woodlands. And, of course, 45, Ella, the Kirkendall area is one of the #1 areas here in Harris County. And now it's spreading out into the Kingwood area,
Just
into
all
the
over
suburbs.
the Houston.
And these are the areas that you normally wouldn't expect that. One of the problems that we have discovered is that when children get involved into the sex trafficking, after 48 hours, they're gone. Yes. So we got 48 hours to try to get to that child, to try to make a difference in the child. A lot of them, when they go into the foster care system, the foster care people don't report them missing.
Oh, wow.
And the reason they don't do it is because they're going to lose their income.
Oh.
So this is a serious problem, okay?
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. See, they get paid to house those kids. And a lot of times those kids leave and they don't immediately report it. So it might be months before that child is even reported missing.
Wow.
And then once a child is reported as a runaway, nobody's looking for that child at all. There are no pictures. There's nothing out
Really?
there. Yeah. Once they report as a runaway, because they look at a runaway as somebody that's subject to come back home.
Okay, so there's a difference between being missing and being a runaway, is
Absolutely.
what you're saying. So
Absolutely.
while you're missing,
Right.
they're actually looking for you.
Not
But
necessarily.
not necessarily?
Not necessarily, because they're understaffed. They don't have the resources.
Wow.
In Harris County, they only have 3 officers that are undertrained, for human trafficking and sex trafficking. Now they budget for 23, but they haven't brought them on board yet.
Oh, wow.
Okay. As commissioner, that's going to be one of my #1 focuses, that we make sure that not only they have the resources, but they have the people and they're trained for this. Because in my opinion, one child missing is just one too many. Okay?
Absolutely.
Because that could be my daughter,
It
that could be
could.
your daughter, that could be my son, that could be your son. Okay. And somebody needs to speak up for them.
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
all need to speak up,
Right.
but we all need to be advocates for our children and our neighbors' children, our friends' children, everybody's children.
So how could this even happen in a county as big as we are, and with all the resources that we have, to be the #1 hub for sex trafficking, which is Harris County. So it's very prevalent in Katy, 1960 area, and now it's spreading out. So we have to do something, to stop this. Who wants to be #1?
Not in that.
Not in that.
There's no glove for that. We're
Absolutely.
#1. We don't want that.
Right. And then I'm going to throw another statistic out here. There are 1.5 million black males missing in the United States.
What about the female?
Yeah.
There
There
are
are
a lot of
64,000 black females missing.
yes,
Okay.
it is.
And nobody's looking for them.
Wow.
And especially when you become a minority, nobody's looking for you. Okay. But
So
it
we have
doesn't-
to advocate for each other, for ourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. For if you have 83 females, you only have maybe 17 males for them. Okay, we have a great shortage of men.
Yes, the ratio is really off balance.
Yes. So, as commissioner, I feel that it's very important for us to take care of the flooding. But any home that flooded over 3 times, we shouldn't have to rebuild that anyway. They need to sell that. We need to have a buyout program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But not only should we take care of the flooding, there are other issues that I feel that the commissioner should be involved in. And Harris County Precinct 4 is the #1 area for sex trafficking. So I'm going to be an advocate for that.
So what we're talking about, the flooding and properties being flooded, what are y'all going to do about these insurance companies that are not paying off when these people pay for insurance all year, every year, for years? And then when they need them, the insurance company does nothing for them.
Okay, now you may be talking about 2 different types of insurance.
Yeah,
Okay?
I know what you're saying, the flood insurance and the peril insurance.
Right.
But there should be some gray area in there, and it shouldn't be so point, black and white with that. I really feel like your home insurance policy should cover something with that. We experienced a lot of the people who went through Harvard where the insurance companies just said, no, we're not going to cover anything. That's not right. There's nothing right about that at all.
Well, in a situation like that, in my opinion, you probably have to go to Washington, D.C., talk to Congress and the senators and get them to change the current law. Okay, that is the only way that you're going to be able to do something about that, because that's just, insurance companies are very powerful. I'm also a licensed insurance agent.
I am too.
Yeah,
but
so I'm very familiar with how the insurance works. So what we need to do is get the message out to everybody that your current homeowner's insurance policy will not pay for flooding, that you need to take out flood insurance. And if you take it out today, there's a 30-day wait.
right.
So before it starts flooding, you need to already have that in place, intact, okay? Yes.
So we're going to take this time to take a few messages, and please come back and join us at Just So You Know Moment with a Twist TV talk show. We'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for joining us to the Just So You Know moment with a Twist TV talk show. I'm your host, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean. Today we're speaking with Mr. Clarence Miller, who's campaigning for Harris County Commissioner Precinct 4. Mr. Miller.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to our studio audience and our viewers. Give us your contact information where we can reach you and actually talk to you.
Okay, first of all, Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean.
Jackson Dean, there you go.
What a twist.
What a twist.
I am just so excited to be here on your show.
Thank you so
heard
much.
a lot of great things about you.
Thank you.
And you have earned every bit of it.
Thank you.
You're really great.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you, thank you,
I
thank
feel
you.
your love, I feel your energy. Okay. But for those of you out there, my name is Clarence Miller, and I am campaigning to be your commissioner of Harris County Precinct 4. Now, my election is not until 2022. So why am I here? I'm here because I'm really committed to what I'm doing. To be a commissioner is not a 9-to-5 job. It's 9 to 5, 365 days a week, 24 hours a day. And I am committed to doing it. So that's why I'm here today, to show you my commitment and how serious I am about making a change in Harris County Precinct 4. I actually started my election the day that the commissioner won his position.
Oh, wow.
I was actually sincerely congratulating him. And as I was looking at him, if you believe, the Spirit told me I need to run for his office.
Oh, my goodness.
And at that point, to be honest with you, I knew he was commissioner, but I wasn't sure of the scope of what he did. I had to go back to my office to Google him, and I discovered that our jobs were similar. I am one of the first general manager directors of a MUD. I reside on a board. I have consultants, attorneys, CPAs. I set the tax rate. And by the way, my community pay less taxes now than they did in 1982.
Wow.
My MUD district was $10 million in debt when I came in. Now they are $10 million debt free.
Wonderful.
And as I said before, in addition to being debt free, we built all those multi-million-dollar projects that were paid for, in cash. No debts, no loans. I'm going to do the same thing when I come in and be the commissioner of Harris County Precinct 4. You can reach me at by my mobile, 281-580-7995. 281-580-7995. Go to my campaign page, millerforcommissioner.com. And if you believe in me, as I believe in me, support my campaign. You can email me at clarence@millerforcommissioner.com. I also have a Cash App, $, Miller, 4 for Commissioner. I need your support. And if you can't support me financially, go to my Facebook page. When I post, repost.
Absolutely.
I'll tell somebody. Vote for Clarence Miller when it's time. He all right. Thank you.
Clarence Miller is all right. We want to thank you so much for being a part, being a guest of Just So You Know moment with a Twist TV talk show. And so we want to give you a little gift just to say thank you.
Oh,
okay?
I love gifts.
Here you are.
Oh my God, I'm all excited. Let me see what I got.
We hope you
$1
like
million.
something you can use. I know, right?
Whoa! Oh man, hey, I don't drink coffee anymore, but I'm gonna use it for my juice
Absolutely. It's $1 million cup, y'all.
and my tea. Thank you.
wonderful.
This is great. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. We appreciate you for being here and taking some time with us today. We enjoyed you immensely.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. I'm gonna sit it back here.
All right. We'll be right back after these messages with the Just So You Know moment with a Twist TV talk show. Thank you so much to my studio audience, to our TV viewers, and to social media for joining us today on Just So You Know moment with a Twist TV talk show. I'm your host, Dr. Jackson Dean. I also want to say thank you to our guest, Mr. Clarence Miller, and for everyone for just being the best part of the Just So You Know moment with the Twist TV talk show. I want to leave you with something positive. You're more confident than you believe, more powerful than you seem, more wiser than you think, and more favored than you'll ever know. Thank you so much for being a part of the Just So You Know moment with a Twist TV talk show, and we'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.
This is Just So You Know Moments with a Twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson Dean, the Pen Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so you know.